the beloved restaurant chain Roy Rogers is making a comeback after almost disappearing 3 decades ago. The new location in Cherry Hill, New Jersey, marks the brand's return to the southern New Jersey and Philadelphia markets since the 1990s. At its peak, the chain had over 600 locations across the U.S., but now has around 40 locations in 5 states. Excited customers arrived early for the grand opening, with some winning a free food for a year deal. A likely tornado hit Largo, Florida, on Wednesday, damaging multiple homes and lifting an L-shaped house into the air before setting it back down again. The incident was captured by a doorbell camera, with 76-year-old Stephanie Glenn's mother inside the home at the time of the event. She suffered injuries but survived the ordeal. The National Weather Service office in Tampa will investigate to determine whether the damage was caused by a tornado or straight-line winds. A longevity expert recommends 8 daily habits that can help women over 50 live a longer, healthier life. These include prioritizing protein at breakfast, getting moving with regular exercise, strengthening social connections, and focusing on quality sleep. Additionally, monitoring glucose levels, engaging in strength training twice a week, practicing stress-reducing techniques, and keeping up with doctor's appointments and screenings are also essential for healthy aging. By incorporating these habits into daily life, women over 50 can reduce their risk of chronic diseases and improve their overall well-being. Oprah Winfrey and Tom Brady were among the high-profile guests attending the weekend wedding of Amazon founder Jeff Bezos and Sanchez in Venice, Italy. The nuptials have been a tightly kept secret, with the guest list and locations only recently confirmed. The event is expected to bring 90 private jets to the area and has sparked controversy over its environmental impact and cost. Activists from Extinction Rebellion staged a small protest in St. Mark's Square on Thursday, decrying climate change and income inequalities. Despite the protests, the city administration has defended the wedding as keeping with Venice's tradition of welcoming visitors. A recent analysis by Pando Electric's Joseph Nagel compared the monthly fuel costs of a Tesla Model 3 and a Honda Civic, using national averages and state-specific data for California and Florida. The results show that the Tesla consistently outperforms the Honda Civic in terms of fueling costs, with savings ranging from $53 to $76 per month across different scenarios. According to Nagel, even with higher electricity prices in California, the Tesla remains the cheaper choice monthly and annually. This highlights a key advantage of EV ownership. Driving electric consistently costs significantly less than fueling a gasoline-powered vehicle. A massive alligator attacked a married couple's canoe in central Florida, killing the wife after snatching her and dragging her underwater on May 6. The attack occurred near Lake Kissimmee in Polk County, where an 11-foot, 4-inch alligator bit the woman and pulled her underwater. The victim, Cynthia Dekema, 61, was later found dead. An investigation is ongoing. GE Appliances announced a nearly $500 million project that will create 800 new jobs and shift production of clothes washers from China to its massive manufacturing complex in Kentucky. The $490 million investment positions the company to rank as the biggest U.S. manufacturer of washing machines. Production of over 15 models of front-load washers will be moved to the Louisville complex, known as Appliance Park, which employs about 8,000 workers. The new manufacturing lines are expected to open in 2027 and feature the latest automation, robotics, and material handling technologies. This move aligns with President Donald Trump's efforts to lure factories back to the United States through tariffs on foreign goods. Garuda Indonesia has temporarily discharged the entire cabin crew from a June 6 flight, after a passenger's lost iPhone was allegedly traced back to the hotel where airline staff were staying. The incident occurred on GA716 from Jakarta to Melbourne, with passenger Michael Chandera claiming his phone had been stolen and tracked using Apple's Find My feature. The airline is investigating the incident, which includes identifying the chronology of events with the cabin crew on duty. Garuda Indonesia representatives in Melbourne assisted the passenger in reporting the lost phone to local police. The Supreme Court has ruled in favor of Ruben Gutierrez, a Texas death row inmate, seeking DNA testing to prove his innocence in the 1998 killing of an 85-year-old woman. The court's 6-3 decision gives Gutierrez a potential path to have evidence tested that his lawyers say would help prove he was not responsible for the fatal stabbing during a home robbery. This is the second time the Supreme Court has intervened in Gutierrez's case, having granted him a stay of execution just 20 minutes before he was set to receive a lethal injection in July. Chinese firms have signed a deal to purchase 30,000 metric tons of Argentine soymeal for July shipment, marking the first bulk cargo from Argentina since Beijing approved imports in 2019. The move is seen as an effort by China's animal feed industry to diversify its supply options and mitigate potential disruptions from the U.S.-China trade war. Lower prices for Argentine meal compared with locally produced product were also encouraging the purchase. Chinese EV maker Xiaomi has launched its new electric SUV YU7, priced from 253,500 yuan, $35,364, undercutting Tesla's Model Y by almost 4%. The YU7's base model costs 10,000 yuan less than the starting price of Tesla's Model Y in China. Xiaomi started taking orders for all 3 models on Thursday night, with orders hitting 200,000 in 3 minutes after the sale started at 10 p.m. 1400 GMT. The YU7 has a driving range of up to 835 kilometers, 519 miles per charge, compared with up to 719 kilometers for the redesigned Model Y that was launched in January. Some Republicans are calling for the deportation of Zohran Mamdani, a likely Democratic nominee for New York City's next mayor, citing concerns over his immigration status and alleged ties to socialism. Mamdani, born in Uganda, moved to the U.S. at age 7 and became a naturalized citizen in 2018. The calls for deportation come after Mamdani declared victory in the primary election, with some Republicans labeling him a communist lunatic and calling for the revival of Senator Joseph McCarthy's Un-American Activities Committee. Mamdani has rejected allegations of anti-Semitism and denounced rising acts of hate against Jewish people. An 18-year-old Thai teenager, who asked to be identified as Louis, has spoken out about his harrowing experience in one of Cambodia's notorious scam compounds. Lured by a woman on Facebook, Louis was trafficked into working in the compound, where he and other children as young as 13 were subjected to brutal conditions, forced labor, and torture. After enduring nearly a year of abuse, Louis threw himself from an 8th-floor window in a desperate bid to escape. He survived but suffered serious injuries. The incident has shed light on Cambodia's transnational scam industry, which is believed to generate billions of dollars annually for organized crime. Toyota is transitioning its popular RAV4 SUV to hybrid-only models for the 2026 lineup, offering conventional and plug-in options. The new hybrids will have up to 320 horsepower, a max towing capacity of 3,500 pounds, and estimated fuel savings of up to 19.8 million gallons of gas. This move follows Toyota's previous transition of the Camry model to hybrid-only in 2025. U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth is hosting a press conference at the Pentagon to celebrate the success of the B-2 bombing raid on Iran's nuclear facilities. The administration has declared the mission a complete success, but reports from the U.S. Defense Intelligence Agency suggest that the damage was limited and only set back Iran's uranium enrichment program by a couple of months. President Donald Trump has accused CNN and the New York Times of lying about the effectiveness of the mission, calling them fake news outlets. Conservationists are sounding the alarm as bright green parakeets, once exotic pets, now dominate the skies from Plymouth to Aberdeen. The population has skyrocketed by over 2,000% since 1995 and doubled in just the past decade. experts warn that these birds aggressively outcompete native species for food and nest spots, putting enormous pressure on local ecosystems. Wildlife officials are exploring humane control efforts, including trapping and relocating birds to limit their ecological impact. The Shanghai Cooperation Organization (SCO) defense ministers meeting in China was unable to adopt a joint statement due to India's refusal to sign after the document omitted reference to the April 22 attack on Hindu tourists in Indian Kashmir. The attack, which killed 26 people, was blamed by India on Pakistan, but Islamabad rejected the accusation. This is the first time senior ministers from India and Pakistan have shared a stage since their clash in May. The SCO Defense Ministers meeting was held as a precursor to the annual summit of its leaders set for the autumn.